Every champion you admire was once standing exactly where you are right now, facing doubt, fatigue, and the voice inside that says, quit. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain average is not talent, not luck, but the relentless willingness to embrace the grind. Today, we step into the arena where only the disciplined survive, where every drop of sweat is an investment, and where the severe grind transforms ordinary people into unstoppable forces. Imagine a version of yourself that never gives up, that conquers every obstacle, that turns pain into power and weakness into strength. That version isn't somewhere far away, it's already inside you, waiting to be awakened. The question is, are you willing to endure, to push past limits, and to fight through every barrier that stands between you and your potential? The severe grind doesn't care about excuses. It only rewards action, persistence, and unwavering discipline. The Vanquisher mindset is built long before you touch the weights or step onto the treadmill. It begins the moment you decide who you are going to be and how you are going to live. It is the choice to silence every voice of doubt that tries to whisper that you are too tired, too weak, or not ready. The Vanquisher does not wait for the perfect time or the perfect mood. The Vanquisher understands that if you wait for feelings, you will stay stuck. But if you act on discipline, you will always move forward. When you enter the gym with this mindset, it changes everything. The weights are no longer just iron, they are challenges waiting to be conquered. Each set becomes a test of your will. Each rep a chance to prove that you have control over yourself. The Vanquisher doesn't look at the workout as something optional. It's a battlefield where victory is decided by who pushes harder and who refuses to back down. That mental switch makes the difference between average and unstoppable. The Vanquisher mindset also means you don't compare yourself to others. You don't look at who lifts more or who looks stronger. You measure yourself against who you were yesterday. You ask, am I stronger, sharper, more disciplined than I was last week? Because the only opponent that truly matters is the one looking back at you in the mirror. That enemy knows your weaknesses, knows your excuses, and knows how to tempt you into quitting. The Vanquisher learns to silence that enemy daily. Distractions are one of the biggest threats to your progress. The Vanquisher mindset understands that if your focus is scattered, your strength is wasted. When you are in the gym, your mind cannot be wandering to your phone, to idle talk, or to anything outside of the mission. The mission is clear: lift with intensity, train with focus, and finish with pride. Distractions may try to enter, but the Vanquisher guards their mental space like a fortress. The Vanquisher mindset also sees pain differently. Where others complain, the Vanquisher smiles. Where others stop, the Vanquisher pushes through. Pain becomes a signal that growth is happening. It is no longer something to avoid, but something to embrace. The more you endure, the more you realize that pain is temporary, but the strength it builds is permanent. This reprogramming of the mind sets the Vanquisher apart from everyone else. Another part of the Vanquisher mindset is the refusal to settle. Too many people accept being average, they accept being comfortable, but the Vanquisher knows that average is the enemy. Comfort is the chain that keeps people trapped. So every day, the Vanquisher pushes to go one step further, one rep heavier, 1 minute longer. It's not about perfection, but about refusing to stay the same. Growth is demanded, not requested. The Vanquisher mindset is built through repetition, just like muscle. Every time you choose to wake up early instead of sleeping in, the mindset strengthens. Every time you complete a workout when you don't feel like it, the mindset strengthens. Every time you stay disciplined with your food, your rest, and your training, the mindset strengthens. It is forged through small victories stacked day after day until it becomes unbreakable. Doubt will always try to sneak back in. There will always be days when the voice inside your head says you can't do it. But the Vanquisher mindset is not about never hearing that voice. It's about refusing to listen. It's about recognizing that your body is capable of far more than your mind wants you to believe. And each time you prove doubt wrong, you create a new standard for yourself. That new standard raises the bar, and once it's raised, you never lower it again. The Vanquisher mindset is also about ownership. You don't blame the gym, the schedule, the equipment, or your circumstances. You take responsibility for every rep, every meal, every choice. If you succeed, it's because you earned it. If you fail, it's because you didn't execute. That level of accountability is rare, but it's what separates the strong from the weak. Ownership turns you into someone who cannot be shaken, because you know the outcome is in your hands. Finally, the Vanquisher mindset is about walking with purpose. You don't move through the gym like you're lost. You walk in knowing exactly what you're there for. Your posture, your focus, and your energy all speak for you. People can see it without you even saying a word. The Vanquisher mindset radiates power, not because it talks about strength, but because it lives strength. And the more you practice it, the more it becomes who you are in every part of your life. Discipline is the backbone of the Vanquisher spirit, and without it, even the strongest ambition will collapse under the weight of inconsistency. When you commit to becoming a Vanquisher, you are making a promise that discipline will guide your every step, whether you feel motivated or not. Motivation is temporary. It rises and falls like waves. But discipline is the anchor that holds you steady no matter what the conditions are. It is the decision to train on the days when your body is heavy and your mind is filled with excuses, because you know that those are the very days when greatness is carved out of struggle. Discipline means showing up with the same intensity on your worst day as you do on your best day. It means that whether you had little sleep, whether the weather outside is punishing, or whether the distractions in life are loud, you still carry yourself into the gym with focus. The Vanquisher knows that skipping one day easily turns into skipping two, and soon it becomes a habit. But the disciplined warrior refuses to let that cycle even begin. Each day they walk in, they are proving that discipline is stronger than comfort. In the gym, discipline shows itself in the way you approach every set. It's not about just lifting the weight, but lifting it with precision, with control, and with full commitment. A Vanquisher doesn't throw weights around to look busy. They train with purpose, following a plan, sticking to the rep count, and pushing through the burn without cutting corners. Discipline ensures that each movement adds up to progress, and nothing is wasted. That strict adherence to form and consistency builds a foundation others can't see, but that shows itself in results over time. Discipline also extends beyond the gym walls. It's in the way you eat, the way you rest, and the way you spend your time. Every choice you make outside the gym has the power to strengthen or weaken the work you put in inside it. The Vanquisher treats food as fuel, not as a tool for comfort. They respect sleep because they know recovery is where muscles grow and energy is rebuilt. They cut out distractions and wasteful habits because they know time is their most valuable currency. This discipline creates alignment in every part of life, and that alignment multiplies progress. When discipline is applied day after day, something powerful happens. It becomes automatic. At first, discipline feels like a battle, but with time it becomes a rhythm and natural way of living. The Vanquisher doesn't have to argue with themselves about whether or not to train, whether or not to stay on track, because the decision has already been made. Their identity is rooted in discipline, and their actions flow from it. What once felt difficult now feels normal, and this shift allows them to achieve levels of success that others can only dream of. Discipline also means having the strength to say no. No to shortcuts, no to distractions, no to temptations that pull you off course. The Vanquisher understands that every no to weakness is a yes to strength. This is not about living a life of restriction, but about living a life of purpose. Each refusal to give in builds willpower like a muscle, and over time, that willpower becomes unshakable. Discipline gives you the ability to resist the easy path and stay locked on the path that leads to greatness. Another side of discipline is patience. Many want results overnight, but the Vanquisher knows that greatness is a long game. Discipline is what allows you to keep showing up, even when the mirror doesn't reflect the progress you want to see yet. It's what keeps you steady when others quit because they think it's taking too long. Discipline teaches you that the body doesn't transform in days, but in months and years of consistent effort. And when the results finally appear, they are unshakable because they were built brick by brick, day after day. Discipline is also a safeguard against emotions. On days when you feel unstoppable, discipline keeps you from overdoing and burning out. On days when you feel weak, discipline drags you back to the grind even when your mind resists. It balances you, keeping you steady no matter how high or low your emotions run. The Vanquisher knows that emotions are temporary, but discipline is permanent, and that permanence is what ensures steady progress. True discipline also means being honest with yourself. It's easy to convince yourself you worked hard enough, that one skipped rep won't matter, or that tomorrow you'll push harder. But the Vanquisher refuses to lie to themselves. They hold themselves accountable at every moment, because they know discipline is not just about action, but about integrity. Doing what you said you would do, especially when no one is watching, is the true essence of discipline. In time, discipline becomes freedom, while others are trapped by inconsistency and lack of control. The Vanquisher moves with clarity and confidence. They don't waste time wondering if they will train today, if they will eat right, or if they will stay focused. Their discipline has already answered those questions for them. This freedom allows them to direct their energy toward the fight itself, knowing they have already won the battle of preparation. It is this unwavering discipline that turns ordinary people into true vanquishers of their own limits. Strength is not only measured in the amount of weight you can lift, but also in the control you have over your own mind. The Vanquisher understands that the greatest battles are fought within. The iron on the bar is heavy, but not heavier than the doubt and hesitation that try to pull you back. Every time you step into the gym, your body will be tested, but your mind will be tested even more. The voice inside your head will tell you to stop, to rest, to quit. And it is your responsibility to rise above that voice and replace it with determination. The Vanquisher sees the gym as more than a room filled with machines and weights. It is a battlefield where the war between weakness and strength is fought daily. Each time you lift, run, or push yourself beyond comfort, you are declaring victory over that weakness. The mind tells you that you can't, but the body, when pushed, proves that you can. This is why mental strength is just as important as physical strength, because the body will always follow the direction of the mind. When you believe you are capable, your body begins to obey. The Vanquisher trains their mind to expect progress, to expect strength, and to expect victory. Even when the muscles are tired and the sweat is burning your eyes, you remind yourself that your mind has the final say. This mindset makes you unstoppable because the weight no longer controls you. You control the weight. The treadmill no longer defines your limit. You decide how far you will go. Mental toughness means you are not swayed by feelings. Feelings will tell you to stay in bed instead of going to the gym. Feelings will tell you that one missed session won't hurt. But the Vanquisher knows that feelings are temporary and discipline is permanent. By training the mind to rise above feelings, you create consistency, and consistency is what leads to lasting results. Every decision to act despite how you feel strengthens your mental armor. The Vanquisher does not allow fear to take control. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of pain can hold people back from giving their all. But when you strengthen the mind, fear becomes powerless. You stop worrying about what others think, and you stop hesitating to push yourself. You learn that failure is not the end but a step towards success, and pain is not punishment but proof that you are growing. With this mindset, nothing can stop your forward motion. Another key part of mental strength is focus. The Vanquisher blocks out distractions both in and out of the gym. When you train, you are not scrolling through your phone or letting idle thoughts steal your energy. You are locked in, rep by rep, set by set, because your mission demands your full attention. Outside the gym, you avoid the people and habits that pull you away from your goals. Focus keeps you sharp, and sharpness cuts through obstacles with ease. The Vanquisher also understands patience, because the mind often wants immediate rewards. In fitness, progress is slow, and this tests your patience more than your body. The Vanquisher learns to trust the process, to keep grinding even when results don't appear quickly. This mental discipline keeps you steady when others quit. By staying patient and consistent, you allow the results to accumulate until they become undeniable. Resilience is another trait of a strong mind. The Vanquisher knows that setbacks are inevitable, missed lifts, slow progress, or injuries can happen. But instead of being defeated, resilience pushes you to rise again. The strong mind refuses to stay down, no matter how many times it gets knocked back. Resilience ensures that no obstacle is final, and every challenge becomes fuel to return stronger. Self-control also plays a massive role. The Vanquisher resists the temptation to take the easy path, whether that's skipping a workout, overeating, or cutting corners. By mastering self-control, you prove to yourself that you are in command. This victory over impulses builds confidence, and that confidence spreads into every part of your training. Self-control sharpens your edge, making you unbeatable in the long run. Lastly, mental strength gives you the power to endure. While others stop at the first sign of struggle, the Vanquisher keeps going. The grind is severe, the work is demanding, but the mind pushes the body to continue long after comfort ends. This endurance separates the strong from the weak, the committed from the casual. It is this unbreakable mind that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. Every Vanquisher learns that consistency is the quiet force that transforms effort into results. It is not about the single workout where you gave everything or the one day you felt unstoppable, but about showing up day after day, no matter what. Consistency turns small actions into massive change because the body adapts to what it does repeatedly. A Vanquisher doesn't wait for the perfect day or the perfect mood. They move forward steadily, building layer upon layer of strength with every session. Consistency is not loud, and it doesn't always feel exciting. It feels repetitive, even boring at times, but that repetition is where greatness hides. Each time you complete your sets, follow your program, and stick to your nutrition, you are casting votes for the person you are becoming. Over time, these small, consistent choices outweigh talent, outweigh genetics, and outweigh excuses. The vanquisher knows that flashy bursts of effort are meaningless without steady follow-through. When consistency becomes a habit, the body begins to change in ways that surprise even you. Muscles grow denser, strength increases, stamina expands, and confidence rises. People may look at the results and think they appeared overnight, but the vanquisher knows those results were built in silence, through countless consistent actions that no one else saw. Progress may move slowly, but consistency guarantees that it never stops. Consistency also protects against setbacks. Everyone faces obstacles, injuries, busy schedules, or unexpected challenges, but the one who is consistent always returns to the path. The vanquisher doesn't let one bad week erase months of hard work. They return to the grind quickly because consistency has trained them to reset and continue without hesitation. This ability to get back on track makes all the difference in long-term success. Another power of consistency is that it compounds over time. The more consistent you are, the easier the process becomes. Your body adapts, your mind strengthens, and your habits become automatic. What once felt like a struggle becomes second nature. Waking up early, eating clean, training hard, and recovering properly stop being a challenge and become your normal way of life. This compounding effect means that each year of consistency makes you stronger than the last. Consistency also builds credibility with yourself. Every time you keep your promise to train, you prove to yourself that your word is strong. Over time, this creates trust in your own ability to follow through. You no longer doubt whether you can stick to something because you have shown yourself again and again that you will. This inner credibility becomes one of your greatest strengths because self-trust eliminates hesitation and fear. The vanquisher also understands that consistency creates momentum. At first it feels slow, like you're pushing a heavy wheel uphill. But as you continue, the wheel begins to move faster and faster until it carries its own speed. Momentum makes training smoother, progress faster, and discipline easier. Once you have momentum, you don't have to force yourself as much because the habit pulls you forward. The vanquisher guards this momentum carefully because they know how powerful it is. Consistency is also what separates the committed from the casual. Many people start strong but fade quickly because they only act when it feels good. The vanquisher is different. They act whether it feels good or not. This unwavering pattern of action is why they achieve results that casual trainers never see. The difference is not found in intensity alone, but in the ability to sustain effort over the long term. The true beauty of consistency is that it transforms your identity. You no longer just see yourself as someone trying to get stronger. You become someone who trains, someone who eats with purpose, someone who lives with discipline. This identity shift locks the habit in place because you are no longer forcing yourself to act. You are simply living as who you are. Consistency has the power to redefine you from the inside out. Finally, consistency allows the vanquisher to inspire others. People may not notice your daily grind, but they will notice the results. They will see the discipline, the transformation, the strength, and they will ask how you did it. And when you tell them the answer, it won't be a secret formula or shortcut. It will be the simple truth. Consistent effort repeated every single day. That is the foundation on which the vanquisher builds everything. Discipline is the cornerstone of the severe grind, the force that keeps you steady when motivation fades and the workouts feel heavier than ever. It is the structure that holds you in place when the world tries to pull you in 100 different directions. Discipline doesn't care about how you feel in the moment. It is built on commitment, on the decision you already made when you chose this path. A person who relies only on motivation will rise and fall with their emotions, but a person who relies on discipline never stops moving forward. Discipline in fitness is not just about showing up to the gym. It's about how you show up. It's the way you approach each rep, each set, each workout with focus and intent, refusing to rush or cut corners. It's about controlling your form when fatigue screams at you to drop the weight, about keeping your nutrition aligned with your goals even when temptations surround you. Discipline is what bridges the gap between wanting results and actually earning them, because effort without control scatters, while discipline directs all effort into progress. This severe grind demands discipline because the journey is long, and along the way distractions will call out to you. There will be moments when rest feels more appealing than the gym, when unhealthy food looks more satisfying than fuel, when skipping one day seems harmless. Discipline is the shield that protects you from these moments. It is the quiet voice that says, "Stay the course." It does not shout, it does not negotiate. It simply demands that you follow the plan you committed to. Discipline also teaches patience. In a world that craves instant results, discipline reminds you that real change takes time. Muscle does not grow overnight, endurance is not built in a week, and strength is not mastered in a month. Discipline keeps you from chasing shortcuts or quick fixes that never last. It tells you to put in the work, to trust the process, and to allow time to do its part. This patience, born from discipline, becomes one of the strongest weapons in the arsenal of anyone grinding to transform their body. Another dimension of discipline is self-control. It's not just about what you do in the gym, but what you do outside of it. Sleep, recovery, hydration, nutrition all require discipline. Staying up too late, ignoring your meals, or neglecting your rest can undo the hard work of training. Discipline ensures you take responsibility for the full picture, not just the parts that feel exciting. It is this complete approach that allows results to last and progress to compound over time. Discipline is also a form of respect for yourself, for your goals, and for the effort you've already invested. Every time you stick to your routine when you don't feel like it, you show respect for the sacrifices you've already made. You refuse to let yesterday's hard work go to waste. Discipline honors the sweat and energy you've already given by refusing to throw it away with laziness or excuses. It's a way of saying to yourself, "I value what I'm building too much to abandon it now." In the severe grind, discipline becomes the equalizer. Some may have more natural strength, others may have better genetics, but discipline allows anyone to rise. The one who trains with relentless discipline will surpass the one with talent but no consistency. It doesn't matter how far ahead someone else is. If they lack discipline and you have it, eventually the gap will close. Discipline ensures that every day you are stacking bricks, while others waste time, and sooner or later the wall you've built will stand taller. Discipline also removes decision fatigue. When you've built discipline, you no longer waste time debating whether or not to train, whether or not to follow your plan. The decision is already made. This frees your energy to focus entirely on the work itself. Instead of wrestling with your willpower every day, discipline makes the path automatic. You no longer rely on feelings, and that freedom makes the grind smoother and more efficient. Through discipline, you begin to master not just your body, but your mind. Training is not just about lifting weights or burning calories. It's about controlling thoughts, silencing doubts, and directing energy with purpose. Discipline hardens the mind so that setbacks don't break you. Fatigue doesn't stop you, and challenges don't distract you. This mental strength becomes one of the most valuable results of the grind, because once you master discipline in the gym, it flows into every other area of life. Ultimately, discipline is the silent power of the Vanquisher. It doesn't need applause, it doesn't need recognition, because its results speak louder than any words. While others wait for the perfect time or the perfect mood, discipline acts without delay. While others stop and start, discipline carries on without pause. The severe grind is not sustained by bursts of energy. It is sustained by the unshakable discipline that drives you forward, one rep, one set, one day at a time. Progress in the severe grind is built on small, consistent steps that compound over time, not on sudden bursts of effort that fade away. Too many people underestimate the power of steady growth, believing that unless they make massive leaps in strength or physique overnight, they are not moving forward. But the truth is, every rep done with intention, every disciplined meal, every hour of rest contributes to an invisible foundation being laid beneath the surface. The grind is not about racing toward results, but about stacking victories, brick by brick, until the structure of your transformation becomes undeniable. When you commit to steady progress, you free yourself from the frustration of comparison. Instead of measuring yourself against someone else's journey, you begin to recognize the power of incremental improvement within your own. You start to notice that weights which once felt impossible now feel manageable, that endurance which once gave out quickly now carries you further, that discipline which was once fragile now feels like second nature. This shift in focus allows you to respect the process and celebrate the grind itself, rather than only chasing the end result. Consistency becomes your greatest ally. Missing one day may not seem like much, but missing repeatedly breaks the rhythm, and rhythm is what builds momentum. The severe grind demands that you protect that rhythm, to treat each training session and each discipline choice as part of a larger chain. Every link matters. Break enough links, and the chain loses its strength. Protect those links, and you create a bond of progress that cannot be broken by setbacks or challenges. The beauty of consistent progress is that it builds resilience. Slow growth toughens you in ways instant results never could. When you grind through weeks and months of effort, your body adapts and your mind hardens. You learn to embrace patience, and that patience becomes a shield against frustration. Instead of quitting when results don't come fast enough, you endure, knowing that change is inevitable as long as you remain steady. This resilience separates those who last from those who burn out. Progress also teaches you humility. In the beginning, you may have grand visions of rapid transformation, but the grind quickly shows you that mastery requires time and discipline. Each small improvement reminds you that strength is not given. It is earned slowly and deliberately. This humility keeps you grounded, reminding you that you must respect the process and remain committed, no matter how long it takes. It strips away arrogance and replaces it with gratitude for every ounce of growth. The severe grind thrives on measurable progress. Keeping track of your lifts, your endurance, your body composition, or even how you feel during training creates a map of growth. This map serves as proof that the effort is working, even when changes are too subtle to see in the mirror. When you record progress, you give yourself a reason to keep pushing forward, a reminder that the work is not wasted. Tracking turns invisible growth into visible results, fueling the fire to continue grinding. Progress also builds belief. At first, you may not truly believe in your ability to transform. Doubts creep in, telling you that maybe you are not capable, that maybe others are built differently. But as you see progress lifting a heavier weight, running a longer distance, recovering faster, you begin to silence those doubts. Every victory, no matter how small, becomes evidence that you can achieve what once seemed impossible. Belief fueled by progress becomes unstoppable. The grind teaches that progress is not always linear. There will be weeks when you feel stronger than ever, and weeks when the bar feels heavier than it should. There will be times when the scale stalls, when energy dips, when the body resists change. But understanding that progress comes in waves prevents discouragement. The severe grind teaches you to embrace the fluctuations, to know that even when it feels like you're standing still, the work is still shaping you beneath the surface. Progress also inspires persistence. Once you've tasted improvement, even if it's small, you become hungry for more. That hunger fuels you to continue showing up, to fight through fatigue, to push when it would be easier to quit. The satisfaction of progress, seeing yourself lift more, look stronger, or feel healthier, creates a cycle of persistence that drives you deeper into the grind. Progress is the reward that keeps you loyal to the work. Ultimately, progress in the severe grind is not about a finish line, but about constant evolution. It is about becoming stronger, more disciplined, and more resilient than you were yesterday. It is about stacking day after day of effort until you can look back and see how far you have come. Progress transforms the grind from a burden into a purpose, reminding you that every ounce of effort matters, and that each small step forward carries the power to change everything. Mental toughness is the unshakable foundation of the severe grind, because no matter how strong your body becomes, if your mind is weak, you will eventually crumble. It is the mind that decides whether you show up when you are tired, whether you push through the final set when your muscles burn, whether you stay disciplined when temptations surround you. The severe grind requires a mindset that does not give in to excuses, distractions, or emotions. It demands that you build a mental armor so strong that nothing can shake your commitment once you have decided to keep going. Mental toughness is forged under pressure. When the weight feels unbearable and your breath is heavy, when your body screams at you to stop, this is when toughness is born. It's in the struggle, not in the comfort, that your mind learns endurance. Each time you resist quitting, each time you silence the voice telling you to give up, you strengthen your mental threshold. The gym becomes more than a place to build your body. It becomes a battlefield where your willpower is tested, refined, and made unbreakable. Mental toughness is not about ignoring pain, but about controlling your response to it. Pain will always exist in the grind. Soreness, fatigue, and discomfort are unavoidable. But toughness means you don't let that pain control your actions. Instead, you reframe it, you see it as progress, as proof that growth is happening, as a necessary part of transformation. By controlling your perspective, you turn discomfort into fuel. The very thing that could break you becomes the thing that drives you. This toughness is built on discipline, because mental strength is not something you switch on only when it feels convenient. It is developed in the everyday choices, the early mornings when you want to stay in bed, the healthy meal you choose instead of junk food, the workout you complete even after a long day. Every small decision builds mental muscle. Over time, these decisions form a pattern, and that pattern creates toughness that cannot be shaken when the grind intensifies. Mental toughness also thrives on patience. Too often, people fail because they want results instantly. When progress feels slow, frustration creeps in, and frustration leads to quitting. But toughness teaches you to accept the long journey, to trust that the grind pays off in its own time. You stop demanding instant change and instead focus on consistent effort. Patience becomes power because it allows you to stay committed for as long as it takes. Focus is another weapon of toughness. In the gym, distractions can break your rhythm. Phones, conversations, wandering thoughts. But when you cultivate focus, nothing pulls you away from your task. Each set becomes sacred, each rep an opportunity to sharpen your mind as much as your muscles. Outside the gym, this focus carries over into every area of life, teaching you to control your attention and direct it toward your goals. Focused minds cannot be easily swayed, and in the severe grind, this makes you unstoppable. Mental toughness is also about resilience in the face of setbacks. Injuries, missed goals, bad days, they all come with the grind, but toughness means you don't allow these setbacks to define you. Instead, you adapt, recover, and return stronger. Every setback becomes a lesson, every challenge a chance to rebuild. Toughness means that failure is never final unless you choose to stop trying. Resilience turns obstacles into stepping stones, fueling your determination instead of weakening it. Confidence grows out of mental toughness because when you prove to yourself repeatedly that you can endure, you begin to believe in your strength deeply. That belief doesn't come from empty words, but from experience, from surviving difficult workouts, from showing up consistently, from choosing discipline when it was hardest. Confidence born from toughness is unshakable because it is rooted in evidence you know you can overcome because you already have. Mental toughness also requires self-control. It's not just about pushing through in the gym, but about controlling your habits, your emotions, and your environment. It means resisting temptations that pull you off track, refusing to indulge in negativity, and maintaining composure under stress. This self-control extends beyond fitness. It strengthens your character, making you a person who can withstand pressure in every aspect of life. The grind, therefore, shapes not only your body but your entire being. The severe grind ultimately reveals that toughness is not reserved for a chosen few, but is built through relentless practice. Every difficult session, every sacrifice, every disciplined choice adds another layer of strength to your mind. It is a quality that anyone can develop, but only those willing to embrace discomfort, delay gratification, and remain loyal to the process will achieve it. The harder the grind, the stronger your mental armor becomes until nothing, not fatigue, not setbacks, not doubt, can stand in your way. The severe grind thrives on consistency, because without consistency, effort loses its power. Anyone can give their all for a day, a week, or even a month, but true transformation requires showing up again and again, long after the excitement fades. Consistency is the glue that holds the grind together. It is the repeated act of discipline that compounds into greatness. It doesn't matter how small the steps seem, what matters is that they are taken daily. Through this repetition, the body changes, the mind sharpens, and strength is carved from persistence. Consistency is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Many people start their fitness journey full of energy, promising themselves they will stay committed. But when challenges come, when life becomes busy, their dedication fades. The severe grind demands that you resist this pattern. You cannot afford to give effort only when it feels convenient. The ones who succeed are not those with bursts of motivation, but those who stay steady, who treat every session, every meal, every habit as non-negotiable. In the grind, consistency becomes a habit that defines your identity. You stop asking yourself whether you feel like training. Instead, you recognize that training is simply part of who you are. The gym is no longer optional. It becomes a commitment written into your character. This shift is powerful because when discipline replaces choice, excuses lose their power. No matter what obstacles arise, your consistent nature ensures that progress is always being made. Every rep you complete, every workout you finish, builds momentum, and momentum is the reward of consistency. Momentum makes it easier to keep going because each action reinforces the next. Missing one session may seem harmless, but it can break the chain and weaken momentum. Consistency teaches you to value the streak, to protect your progress, and to stay on course. It is not about perfection, but about refusing to let temporary setbacks break your rhythm. Consistency also strengthens belief. When you see yourself showing up day after day, you begin to trust yourself. You no longer doubt whether you can commit because your actions prove it. This trust is powerful. It builds confidence that you can rely on in moments of doubt. The grind demands this kind of inner trust because when results are slow and motivation is low, the only thing keeping you steady is the confidence that consistency always pays off in the long run. Over time, consistency multiplies results in ways effort alone cannot. A single workout will not transform your body, but hundreds stacked together will. A single disciplined meal will not reshape your health, but months of them will. Consistency takes small, almost invisible actions and magnifies them into massive transformation. This is why the severe grind honors consistency above everything else, because it ensures that no matter how small the progress, it keeps building into something unstoppable. Consistency in the grind also builds resilience. The more you train your body and your mind to show up regardless of circumstances, the less fragile you become. Bad weather, lack of sleep, or a stressful day lose their power to derail you. You become reliable not only to yourself, but to the process. The grind hardens you into someone who cannot be easily shaken, because consistency has trained you to endure. Consistency is also the foundation of mastery. To master a skill, a lift, or even your own discipline, you must repeat it countless times. The severe grind teaches you that mastery is not built on occasional greatness, but on daily practice. Each time you refine your form, each time you push through, you move closer to mastery. And mastery itself is empowerment. Because once you master yourself, no challenge feels too great. The grind also shows that consistency inspires others. People around you notice when you are committed, when you refuse to quit, when you stay disciplined even when it is difficult. Your consistency becomes a message louder than words. It shows others what is possible when someone truly commits. This influence not only strengthens them, but also fuels you, because knowing your consistency impacts others gives your grind even deeper purpose. Ultimately, consistency in the severe grind turns the impossible into the inevitable. Goals that once felt far away slowly become reality, not through grand gestures but through small, steady acts of discipline. The power of consistency is that it doesn't depend on emotion, motivation, or circumstance. It depends only on your choice to keep showing up. Each time you do, you lay another brick in the foundation of your transformation, and with enough bricks, a fortress of strength is built that cannot be torn down. In the severe grind, discipline is the bridge that connects effort to results. It is not enough to have goals, not enough to have dreams, not even enough to have moments of motivation. Without discipline, nothing lasts. Discipline is what ensures that you act according to your commitments instead of your feelings. It is the voice that tells you to get up when the alarm rings, to complete your workout when you are tired, and to choose the hard path over the easy one. Without discipline, the grind collapses, but with it, the grind becomes a system that cannot fail. Discipline is built on structure. When you decide what time you train, what food you fuel your body with, and what habits you will protect, you create a framework that removes uncertainty. In the severe grind, this structure keeps you anchored even when the world feels chaotic. It removes the chance of negotiation because your path is already decided. The disciplined person does not waste time debating whether they will show up. They already know they will, because their structure demands it. Discipline is not about punishment, but about alignment. It is aligning your actions with your higher purpose and your long-term vision. The undisciplined chase what feels good in the moment, but the disciplined sacrifice temporary comfort for lasting strength. In the grind, this alignment transforms you into someone whose actions always serve their progress. You become reliable to yourself because discipline keeps you aligned with your mission, even when temptations surround you. Discipline grows through repetition. Every time you make the hard choice, every time you push through resistance, you strengthen the muscle of discipline. Like training in the gym, discipline must be exercised daily. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes to stay on track. At first, discipline feels like struggle, but over time it becomes second nature. It becomes who you are. In the severe grind, this shift is critical because once discipline becomes identity, excuses lose their power. Discipline protects you from inconsistency. Motivation will always rise and fall. Emotions will always shift. But discipline is constant. On the days when you feel unstoppable, discipline keeps you moving forward. On the days when you feel broken, discipline still keeps you moving forward. It is the safety net of the grind, ensuring that progress never halts regardless of how you feel. Without discipline, progress becomes unpredictable. With discipline, progress becomes inevitable. Discipline also sharpens focus. When you commit to a path, discipline removes distractions. It teaches you to say no to anything that does not serve your goals. It clears the noise, the temptations, and the unnecessary, leaving only what matters. In the grind, this clarity allows you to pour your energy into the things that truly bring results. Focus created by discipline is a weapon. It keeps you on target while others scatter their efforts. The severe grind also reveals that discipline requires sacrifice. You cannot have everything. You must give up comfort, unhealthy habits, wasted time. But these sacrifices are not losses, they are investments. Every sacrifice you make feeds into your growth, shaping you into someone stronger, sharper, and more resilient. Discipline teaches you to embrace sacrifice as the price of greatness. In the grind, this lesson is repeated daily until sacrifice no longer feels heavy, but becomes a natural part of progress. Discipline gives you freedom, though at first it may feel restrictive. Freedom comes not from doing whatever you want, but from mastering yourself. When discipline guides you, you no longer live at the mercy of laziness or excuses. You are free from the chains of weakness because your choices are deliberate. The grind shows you that real freedom is the ability to act according to your purpose instead of your impulses, and discipline is the path to that freedom. Discipline is also contagious. Just as laziness spreads, so does discipline. When people around you see your consistency, your structure, and your sacrifices, they are inspired to tighten their own path. In this way, your discipline extends beyond you, It raises the standard for everyone who witnesses it. The severe grind is not only about building your body and mind, but also about setting an example of discipline that influences others. The greatest truth the grind teaches is that discipline outlasts everything else. Strength will fade without it, goals will remain unachieved without it, and potential will stay locked away without it. Discipline is the quiet force that sustains the grind when everything else falters. It is not loud, it is not glamorous, but it is unstoppable. With discipline as your foundation, you can walk through the grind knowing that nothing, not fatigue, not failure, not delay, can stop your progress. The severe grind is a place where pain is transformed into progress, because every ounce of struggle has meaning when you understand what it creates. Pain in the gym is not a sign of weakness. It is the body's language, telling you that it is being pushed beyond its limits, forced to adapt, forced to grow. Where most people run from pain, the grind teaches you to lean into it, to embrace it as the very thing that carves strength, builds endurance, and sculpts a body capable of more than it was yesterday. When you feel your muscles burning, lungs tightening, and sweat pouring, it is easy to think of pain as a barrier. But inside the grind, pain is the doorway. Each repetition that hurts is breaking down old limits. Each set that feels unbearable is signaling growth beneath the surface. Pain becomes proof that change is happening. Instead of resisting it, you learn to welcome it, because you know progress does not come in comfort, but in the furnace of discomfort. Pain also sharpens the mind. It tests your ability to remain calm under stress, to stay focused when the body screams for relief. By enduring pain, you train not only your physical strength, but also your mental control. You begin to realize that your limits are not physical but mental, that your body can often endure far more than your mind believes. The severe grind uses pain as a teacher, showing you how to separate temporary feelings from long-term goals. Enduring pain builds resilience. Life will bring challenges outside the gym, setbacks, disappointments, obstacles that seem immovable. The discipline of embracing pain during training prepares you to face these trials without breaking. Pain becomes familiar, not as an enemy, but as a companion that shapes you into someone who does not collapse under pressure. The grind strengthens you to walk through difficulties with the same calm and determination you use to push through a punishing workout. Pain also teaches patience. Results do not appear overnight, and progress in the grind is often hidden for weeks or months before it becomes visible. Pain reminds you that growth is a process, not a quick reward. Each sore muscle is a reminder that work has been done, that seeds have been planted, and that patience is required for the harvest to appear. In this way, pain humbles you, keeping you grounded in the truth that greatness takes time. Pain separates the serious from the casual. Anyone can enjoy the easy sets, the comfortable lifts, and the moments when energy is high. But when the grind intensifies, when the weight feels unbearable, only those who embrace pain continue forward. This is where champions are made, not in the moments of ease, but in the moments when pain stands in the way, and they push anyway. Pain becomes the dividing line between those who wish for results and those who earn them. Pain creates gratitude. When you experience the struggle of a difficult session, you appreciate the strength that follows. The soreness after training becomes a badge of honor, reminding you that you invested in yourself. Even small victories, a personal record, a completed workout despite fatigue, carry more weight when you understand the pain that was endured to achieve them. Gratitude grows from hardship, and the grind uses pain to show you the value of every step forward. Pain also humbles the ego. No matter how strong or advanced you are, the grind always has a way of pushing you to your edge. Pain reminds you that growth never ends, that there is always more to learn, more to overcome, more to achieve. It strips away arrogance and replaces it with hunger, keeping you focused on progress instead of complacency. In this way, pain ensures that you remain a student of the grind, always willing to improve. Pain builds unity between mind and body. When you feel pain but choose to continue, your mind and body align under one mission. This alignment strengthens your resolve, teaching you that your body will follow wherever the mind leads. Pain becomes the tool that unites your entire being into one force, pushing forward with clarity and purpose. The severe grind uses this unity to create individuals who are unstoppable, because they have trained every part of themselves to endure. Above all, pain transforms into power. The discomfort you endure today becomes the strength you carry tomorrow. The soreness in your muscles today is the growth you will see in weeks. The discipline of enduring pain today builds the resilience you will rely on for years. The grind reveals that pain is never wasted. It is always converted into progress. When you understand this truth, pain no longer intimidates you. It empowers you, turning every struggle into a step forward. Consistency is the silent power of the severe grind, the force that transforms scattered effort into lasting transformation. It is not about one massive session, not about showing up when motivation is high, but about showing up day after day, even when energy is low and distractions are strong. Consistency is the act of proving to yourself that commitment runs deeper than moods, that your mission does not bend to convenience. Every time you step into the gym on a day you would rather stay home, you are building a foundation stronger than iron. In the grind, consistency becomes your compass. While others chase shortcuts and quick fixes, consistency keeps you grounded in the truth that real change requires steady work over time. Each repetition, each set, each meal, and each disciplined choice builds a layer, stacking upon the last until the body and mind are unrecognizable from where they began. Without consistency, effort is scattered like sand in the wind. With consistency, effort becomes a wall of stone, unshakable and immovable. Consistency teaches that small actions compound into massive results. One workout may not change your body, just as one drop of rain does not flood the earth, but repeated drops create rivers, carve valleys, and reshape landscapes. In the same way, the grind shows that repeated workouts, day after day, reshape your body and mind. It may feel slow, it may feel hidden, but consistency ensures that progress is inevitable, even if unseen in the moment. The severe grind uses consistency to rewire your identity. When you repeat an action often enough, it becomes who you are. Consistency in training transforms fitness from an activity into a lifestyle. The gym is no longer something you do, it becomes part of your being. Every consistent session etches the truth deeper into your mind. You are disciplined, you are focused, and you are committed. It becomes impossible to see yourself as anything else. Consistency also protects you from the illusions of motivation. Motivation is fleeting, rising and falling like the wind, often present when least needed and absent when most required. If you rely on motivation, progress dies the moment it disappears. But consistency does not care for feelings. It thrives in routine, in habit, in the rhythm of showing up no matter what. The grind sharpens this truth into your bones. You do not need to feel ready. You only need to remain consistent. Through consistency, your body begins to adapt at levels you cannot always measure. Strength grows gradually, endurance increases quietly, and discipline hardens unseen. Consistency ensures these hidden changes accumulate, building a foundation that cannot be shaken by setbacks. You may not notice the strength you gain from one day to the next, but in months and years, the difference becomes undeniable. The grind is patient, and consistency is its greatest tool. Consistency eliminates excuses. When showing up becomes non-negotiable, there is no room for debate, no space for bargaining. You do not ask yourself if you feel like training, you simply train. You do not question whether progress is possible. You create progress by repeating the process. The severe grind demands this mindset, and consistency delivers it. Excuses wither when faced with unbroken discipline because consistency removes the need for decision. It becomes automatic. Consistency builds trust within yourself. Every time you follow through on your commitment, you prove to yourself that your word is unshakable. You begin to believe in your ability to endure, to rise, to finish. This trust becomes power because when challenges come, you do not wonder if you will persist. You know you will. The grind uses consistency to forge this trust, creating unbreakable confidence that extends far beyond the gym. Consistency also reveals the gap between desire and discipline. Many people desire progress, many wish for results, but only those who remain consistent achieve them. The grind exposes this truth every day. Desire without discipline fades quickly, but discipline expressed through consistency transforms desire into reality. The gym becomes the proving ground, separating those who wish from those who work. Ultimately, consistency ensures that no effort is wasted. Every drop of sweat, every sore muscle, every disciplined choice adds to a structure that cannot collapse. This severe grind rewards those who remain faithful to the process, because consistency guarantees that even the smallest step forward, repeated daily, will lead to towering results. It is not the explosion of effort that defines greatness, but the steady fire that never goes out, the consistent flame that fuels the journey through every season. Adaptability is a cornerstone of the severe grind, because the path to strength is never linear and challenges are always changing. No two workouts, no 2 days, and no 2 obstacles are exactly the same. To succeed, you must learn to adjust, to modify your approach without abandoning your commitment. Adaptability allows you to overcome unexpected barriers, whether it's fatigue, injury, or a sudden shift in circumstances, without losing momentum or focus. It teaches you to be flexible while staying relentless in pursuit of your goals. The grind demands that you listen to your body, not to excuse yourself, but to optimize your performance. Adaptability means knowing when to push harder and when to rest, when to change a strategy and when to stay the course. It requires self-awareness, the ability to recognize your limits without letting them define you. By adapting intelligently, you prevent setbacks from becoming failures, and you transform obstacles into opportunities for growth and learning. Adaptability strengthens problem-solving skills. In the gym and in life, unexpected challenges will always appear. Machines may be occupied, schedules may shift, or energy levels may dip. The severe grind teaches you to respond creatively, to find alternative ways to continue your progress. You learn to see barriers not as walls, but as puzzles to solve. Each adjustment becomes a testament to your resourcefulness, shaping you into someone who can thrive under any circumstance. Being adaptable also builds resilience. The body and mind that learn to adjust to challenges grow stronger and more robust over time. Adaptability trains you to endure discomfort, to recover quickly, and to approach difficulties without panic. It reduces the mental weight of stress because you know that no matter what changes occur, you have the ability to respond effectively. The severe grind uses adaptability to ensure you are never defeated by circumstance alone. Adaptability fosters growth in unexpected ways. When you are forced to vary your routine, to push through different forms of resistance, your body develops in ways it would not through repetition alone. Each new challenge engages different muscles, strengthens different mental faculties, and expands your capacity to handle pressure. The severe grind rewards those who embrace variety as a tool for evolution rather than resisting change out of comfort. Through adaptability, you learn patience and timing. Not every day will be optimal, not every session perfect, and not every goal achievable at the pace you desire. By adjusting your approach rather than forcing results, you cultivate patience with yourself and the process. Timing becomes an ally, teaching you that growth occurs when preparation meets opportunity. The severe grind trains you to wait, to prepare, and to act decisively when the moment is right. Adaptability also sharpens focus under uncertainty. When circumstances change, those without adaptability are easily distracted or discouraged. But the adaptable individual maintains clarity and direction, identifying the essentials and discarding the unnecessary. This focus is crucial in the grind because it allows you to continue progressing even when the environment is unpredictable or challenging. The severe grind demonstrates that adaptability is a form of intelligence. It is the ability to read situations, respond appropriately, and continue forward without losing energy or purpose. Adaptable individuals do not resist difficulty. They navigate it. They do not complain about unexpected obstacles. They solve them. Each adaptation strengthens both body and mind, turning challenges into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Adaptability reinforces confidence. When you know that you can handle change, that you can respond to anything the grind throws at you, fear diminishes. Confidence grows because you have proven repeatedly that you are capable of adjusting, of persisting, and of overcoming. This confidence carries beyond the gym, equipping you to handle all areas of life with composure and resolve. Ultimately, adaptability ensures survival and progression in the severe grind. Strength, endurance, and skill are meaningless if you cannot adjust to the unpredictable nature of life and training. The grind rewards those who bend without breaking, who pivot without losing direction, and who respond to every challenge with a calculated and fearless approach. Adaptability transforms every obstacle into an opportunity to evolve, ensuring that no setback can permanently halt your journey and no change can derail your commitment. The grind is relentless, and so must you be. Every session, every rep, every choice you make in the face of discomfort shapes the person you are becoming. Strength isn't built overnight, it's forged in the furnace of consistency, discipline, and adaptation. If you commit to the severe grind, you will unlock power you never knew existed, resilience that cannot be shaken, and results that speak louder than words. Remember, the battle is not against anyone else, it's against your own limits. Show up, push hard, and trust the process. If you're ready to transform your body, your mind, and your life, start today and never stop. If this message fired you up, hit that subscribe button, share this video with anyone who needs the push, and join the movement of warriors committed to their grind? Your journey is waiting. Embrace it and dominate your potential.